Hey, how's it going? My name is Alex. If you are new to this channel, I am working on redoing this garage and converting it into a single family home. If you've checked out videos before, welcome back. We are on episode 10. We're on double digits, kind of crazy to think. And in today's video, we are going to work on power washing the interior of this side of the garage. In a previous video, we already knocked out the one side. When you watch me power wash, my biggest thing is I am just working on getting the dust, the dirt, and anything like that off. I don't need it to look brand new, specifically because pretty much all of this is going to be covered up. So the perimeter of the walls here, this is all going to be framed up and kind of hidden by the drywall, the vapor barrier, all that kind of stuff. So again, when you do watch me power wash, it's not going to look brand new, but that's not the point. I am just trying to feel a little bit better living in the space, knowing that I got enough dust and dirt off of the space. So why I get suited up here, just a note on the plumbing behind me, I did request someone to come in for the inspection, so I'm hoping that they come in and kind of get that done hopefully this week. And then after that is done, we just have a little bit of prep to do, filling this in, and then the concrete pour should be ready to go. So I did get a quote for that already, and it's right in my wheelhouse. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then for the time being, because it's probably not a whole lot of content I can film, I actually think I'm gonna start on the fence outside. So that way, again, once this fresh concrete is in, it's gonna be nice and safe for Henry to come, and he can, be here while I work on the garage. So I am going to hopefully knock out a little bit of the fence, so that way when he comes, he can be outside and have himself a time out there. So get subscribed if you're not already. I would really appreciate it. And that way you could follow up with everything that's going on here. So let's get to the power washing. One thing to note before we get to the end of the video, because I am going to be having concrete laid, a fresh thing, I'm actually not going to want to drive this on the concrete anymore. So if you live in the southern New Jersey area and are interested in a really big forklift, I'm going to put my email in the description, and please feel free to reach out. I'm not trying to get a ton for it, but I know that it could definitely go to a good home, and it runs, it does its thing, and so definitely feel free to reach out if you're in that area. All right, back to the video. All right, I feel like I did a pretty good job just taking off that layer of dust and dirt, and was able to clean off everything the best I can. Just like last time, you can see on the outside, got a pretty good amount of dirt that was hidden, I guess, in this garage here. The next steps, like I said, I did put in the request to have this inspected, and then once that hopefully gets the good to go, I can put the layer of dirt and then finish up filling that pit, and concrete is ready to be poured. With that said, those two things, I can't really do much, so it's kind of just a waiting game for those two things. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I am actually going to start to work on the fence while I wait for these things to get done. Might as well kind of try to kill two birds with one stone and keep everything moving. And like I said, as I try just to get as much content out to you. If you have gotten this far, I assume that you do like my videos, so I should mention I did start an Instagram, so I will put the link in the description, and if you want to follow me over there, I'm going to try to maybe post behind the scenes stuff, or probably just pictures of Henry too. But with that being said, again, if you could subscribe, like the video, maybe comment anything that I missed or anything like that, and like I said, I'll see you in the next one.